Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a drink. It is time for some Path of Exile 2 discussion. A couple of weeks ago, I did a write-up for gaming strategy site Mobalytics, who I've partnered with for Path of Exile 2, and I've been writing articles for them. One I realized I forgot to make a video on, and that was how to get high-level gems in Path of Exile 2. So high-level gems are a big breakpoint in character power, especially when you get your level 18, 19, and 20 upgrades. However, level 21s in particular are rare. And basically this article is focusing on the level 21s because 19 you will just get by playing the game once you're in high enough tier content. But level 20 are much rarer. Now the first thing to note is that it is simply a case of RNG. This is not one of those situations where there's an RNG way to get it and there's a correct way to get it. However, you can rig the odds a little bit in your favor by running certain higher tier content. So let's quickly recap the mechanics for dropping of support gems in the game. Getting a support gem is RNG, but once you do, the tier is entirely determined by the item level of the loot that's dropped by that monster. If it's 1 to 34, congratulations, you've got a rank 1 support gem. If it's 35 to 52, congratulations, you've got a rank 2 support gem. And if it's 53 plus, you're always going to get a rank 3 support gem. This is why at endgame you only see rank 3 gems, and it's why mostly it's Act 1 and 2, you're going to get your rank 1s. Act 3 and Act 4, or in early access, that's Act 1 Cruel, you're pretty much only getting rank 2 ones, and then after that, you're pretty much only getting rank 3s, maybe with a little bit of an exception at the very start of Act 5. That's the way that support gems work, really simple. Skill gems and spirit gems work the same way during the campaign as well. There is always one particular tier that can drop for any given item level, but this changes once you get to endgame. And in fact, this information has been able to be data mined. That's why we can say with high confidence what the actual drop rates are. So from level 62 onwards, which is somewhere in the middle of Act 6, RNG starts to become a factor in gem drops. Generally speaking, there'll be one gem that's most common, and you can get one level higher or one level lower. And there's a slight variation on this at some levels, where there's one level you mostly get, you can get one higher than that fairly often, and two higher than that extremely vanishingly rarely. So this is why level 20 gems are so rare. It's never the case that you're fighting monsters high enough in level that you're going to get level 20 gems most of the time. Instead, you get 19s most of the time or 18s most of the time, with some potential for it to be +1 level, or even with the 18s, you can sometimes get +2 levels on those. Now this bias against getting the highest possible tiers has been data mined, as I mentioned. The Arbiter of Ash has a node called Lost Techniques that you can spec into. This does not seem to work all that well, but I'm still not willing to say that that's completely ruled out as a potential source of gems. There's a lot of evidence on video that people are getting level 19 gems from Lost Techniques, but I'm not willing to rule out that it can't drop 20s as well. Just for the moment, I don't see any evidence that indicates that this is a strong node, just that it is an option you could consider. Spirit gems have the same mechanics as skill gems as well. So during the campaign, it's a set level. In endgame, there's a bit of RNG involved. Now, if you're in Trade League and you want to bypass this progression, you can always trade for level 19 gems once you hit character level 84. You need to be character level 84 if you want to use level 19 skill gems. If you're a bit below that, you can use level 18s at level 78. And if you're looking to use level 20s and you've got the currency to trade for them, then you're going to need to be level 90. Your chances to get level 20 gems by item levels are as follows. If the item levels are 81 or lower, there is absolutely no chance. You are not fighting monsters high enough to get the jackpot that is level 20 gems. If you're fighting in level 82 content, then it is 1 in 81 uncut gems that will be level 20, with most of them being level 18, and a fair number, about a quarter, being level 19. If you're fighting monsters that drop level 83 loot, then it'll be 1 in 33, and if you're fighting monsters that drop level 84 loot, it'll be 1 in 19. Notice how that's considerably better than 1 in 33. Putting all of this together, what you want here is zones where every single monster is level 82. And the way to get that is that you're running tier 16 waystones, so these are corruption exclusive, and you want to be running them on corrupted and irradiated slots on your atlas. Do this, and then every single monster in the zone has that slim chance that any skill gem it drops will be upgraded to level 20. It's actually a pretty big jackpot. It means that every single skill gem that drops is actually worth something for you on average, even though most of them won't be worth anything. But the 1 in 81 chance to get something really valuable is actually significant. And if you do end up running enough of these, you will eventually get yourself your level 20 gems. Now, there is also one more little consideration. Level 85 items are better again, although not much better than level 84. You might be wondering, how do you get a level 85 item? There are exactly 4 of them that are listed for trade, including offline sellers at the moment. What I believe these are coming from is rare monsters that were spawned with a Strongbox, and that Strongbox has +2 to the level. That's my belief, but I'm not 100% certain of these because I have not seen a single one of them drop, as you might expect, given that there's only 4 of them across the entire League economy. These, to all intents and purposes, just don't exist in the game at the moment. Now, there are no currently known ways to get level 86 or higher loot in the game. The game files do contain the probabilities here as well, and they're 20%, 1 in 5 for level 86, 50% for level 87, 8 in 9 for level 88, and 32 in 33 for level 89. Now, some people speculate that Lost Techniques causes the Arbiter of Ash to drop gems at a higher level than the rest of the loot that's dropped by the Arbiter. This we just don't know as yet. It's plausible, but it's also completely unproven. So feel free to experiment with that if you want, but for the moment, the sample sizes are too small to say anything decisive. The last step that you can do if you want to try and push your gems up or down by a level is applying a Vaal Orb. More on this when I get to the video on Vaal Orbs, which will be pretty soon because I'm in the middle of doing the write-up on it at the moment. I just need to check 3 or 4 things. However, when you corrupt a gem, it seems like there's a 1 in 8 chance that it will permanently gain an enchant on the gem that reads a +1 to gem level. Now, this +1 enchant is extremely strong, but it's a lot better when it's on a gem that has had all of the other potential upgrades applied to it. So you're talking 20 quality, you're talking about having a perfect Jeweler's Orb and all of the lesser ones on it, and of course, you want it to be level 20 without the enchant. That said, it is the case that at the moment, the time I'm recording this video during early access, you can actually do the level upgrade after you find out whether or not you've got this corruption upgrade. I don't know if that's going to stay in the game, but for the moment, you don't need a level 20 gem each time you attempt this, but you do need a new perfect Jeweler's Orb each time you attempt it. That's all I got on this. May your Vaal Orbs have interesting results, and may you find interesting gems.